Capitalism requires depression. The reason most you fuckers are sad is because you live in a world designed to make you sad. I don't believe it's a coincidence that certain things in the Western world happen. And I also don't believe it's a coincidence that depression is rife in the richest countries. Because depression is a key element to the capitalistic system. It's a cog in the machine that keeps us doing fucking shit we don't want to do, aiming to get happy through money, which isn't going to happen. This is the reality. You go to a poor country, no one's depressed. If they have food and their family members are alive, they're all laughing and dancing. Africans ain't even got roofs on their houses. Every time you fucking look at a documentary, they non-stop dancing around. I ain't dancing around like that ever. I'm never that happy. What the fuck are you happy about? Whereas here, we're all miserable. And the reason we're miserable is because society makes us miserable. Because if you make us miserable, especially men, if you make men miserable, then they think, fuck, my life's shit. The only way to make my life better is if I get lots of cash. If I get cash, I become important. If I get cash, I become free. Men don't want to be constrained. We're all full-grown men. You don't want a boss telling you, get here at 9 a.m. and you're allowed 1 week holiday a year. You better finish that file by 5 o'clock. No fucking man wants that shit. So you're sitting there pissed off thinking, I need money to escape. And because you're constantly obsessed with money and how to escape, you find a way to make money. And guess what that does? It makes the whole country richer. Depression is a key element to the capitalistic system. Because if you weren't depressed, why else would people be working jobs they hate for more hours than they see their families, praying to afford a Ferrari one day, knowing there's less than 1% chance they're ever going to get it? Because they have no other alternative, because they're desperate. So how do they make us depressed? Well, it's very simple. I look at pop culture and I see nothing but a well-orchestrated and oiled machine designed to piss off anyone with a brain. Now, if you're low IQ, you can go to a concert and jump up and down and enjoy it. So it's like a dual purpose. The entertainment industry and the culture is designed to distract and entertain the low IQ from important issues. Why would you care about Brexit if Rihanna's playing a concert? Who cares? Oh, I went to a concert and I did pills, I jump up and down. It's like in the olden days, in the Roman days. Whenever an emperor was losing wars, he'd start doing circuses all the time. Because the real issue is Rome is losing wars. But if there's always a circus in the Colosseum, the people are happy enough. And that's the reality of entertainment culture. Distract the people, distract them from the reality, distract them from the fact that we take all their money, distract them from the fact that jobs are getting worse and wages are going down, distract them from the fact that our borders are open and fucking refugees are turning up and killing people, distract them from the fact that in the 1950s, a single man with unskilled labor could support an entire family and buy a car and a house, and nowadays both parents are working and the kids are being raised by daycare and you're still broke. Distract them, and we do that with entertainment. So that's what entertainment does for the low IQ. And for the high IQ people, which are the people you need as a country, you need high IQ people out there making money. It's the high IQ people who are going to find a way to make money, invent something, start a business, da-da-da. So how do you inspire them to do so? Well, what you do is you get a fucking moron like Rihanna or some fucking idiot like Tekashi 69 or whoever he is with tattoos all over his face. And you give them the best life ever. Because that makes people like you and me sit there and go, I'm fucking struggling to pay my bills. And this bitch walks into a studio after getting off a private plane and says, work, 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 because the CVCs do work, 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 work. And she gets millions of dollars. That's not fair. How the fuck did that happen? And it pisses you off. And then you look at your bank balance and you're sitting on a couple grand or whatever, and you're like, what the fuck? My life's fucked. Now I'm depressed. Now I'm pissed off. I need to find a way to get some fucking money. And then some of you will go start a business and some of you will be successful. Some of you will attempt to start a business and some of you will fail. But the reason that everyone in the fucking Western world is depressed is because the culture makes us depressed, because it's what keeps everything turning. You go to a poor country like Thailand and you say, hey, fair day's work for a fair day's pay. Do you want to do it? They'll sit there and go, nah, sit on the beach. I've got food already, so fuck it. I'll just sit on the beach. They don't want to work. Why? They don't care about money. They're not interested. And that's why Thailand is not a rich country. The richer the country, the more depressed and unhappy people are. And it's absolutely not a coincidence. You need to be smart enough to understand this. And what I did for a long time ago is I do not digest pop culture. I do not watch TV. I do not watch Instagram stories. I do not have Snapchat. I try my best to not know who any of these people are. I never fucking watch Entertainment Channel. I don't know what cars they have and the money they have, because it will piss me off. If I sit there and see some fucking bimbo bitch millionaire after all this shit I went through to be a world champion kickboxer, and I made maybe a total of $1 million in a fucking year. And the fact, I'll give you an example. 3 days ago was the first time in my life I felt a bout of depression. And it lasted about 10 minutes before I fixed my brain. And what happened was, it was 2:30 in the morning. My brother and my business partner Nick said, let's get some G&Ts and bang some threes. You're not allowed to say no to that. So we jump in the car, and there's a hotel here, a big hotel, and there's a strip club at the bottom of it. Underneath. I hadn't been there in about 2 years, and they insisted on going there. So we went there. The girls were ugly. Tristan and Nick started slamming gin and tonics. I wasn't in the mood, so I was just sitting on my phone, scrolling up and down. And I accidentally saw that the #1 YouTube channel in the world today, the person who makes the most money on YouTube last year, is a 7-year-old kid who plays with toys, and he made $22 million in a year. And I sat there and thought, I've got 3,500 subs. So I'm a fucking YouTube loser. But even then, as a kickboxer, I was a world champion. I dedicated my life. I broke bones. I went through fucking hell to get what I got. This 7-year-old kid, I watched some of his videos, literally just opens toys and plays with toys. And he has $22 million in a year. And it pissed me off. It depressed me. I thought I was rich for a while. I'm sitting on 6 million, for let's say, more than you. And I thought, I got Lambo, I got good houses, my life's good. 22 million a year? I was like, what the fuck? And this is why I don't process pop culture, because it's only gonna piss you off. Yeah, you can use it to motivate you, that's fine. But I don't wanna be unhappy anymore. I spent enough of my years broken unhappy. I don't wanna be unhappy. And that's what pop culture does. I don't watch TV, I don't watch Instagram stories, I don't fucking check anything. I don't look at my Facebook feed. I've cut it all out of my life. Because when I was scrolling through Facebook, I accidentally saw that little fuck and his 22 mil. And I haven't been